You think this Louis Vuitton bag worth $1,700? Let me tell you why is it trash for the money I spent. Most often Louis Vuitton is associated with leather and luxury. And after waiting in the line for a while to buy this bag, the sales rep told me that the most common material they use in these bags we see all around is not even leather. They said it's coated canvas. What is that? And I realized it's a glorified plastic. And whatever little leather they use for the accents and the handle is mediocre at best.
Many consumers are starting to notice a drop in quality within the luxury clothing sector. Fabrics feel thinner, stitching is less precise, and the attention to detail that once defined high-end fashion seems to be fading. Instead of craftsmanship, many brands are leaning heavily on oversized logos and basic designs to carry their image. Prices continue to rise, but the product often doesn't reflect the cost. Limited drops and high-profile collaborations sometimes feel more like hype-driven cash grabs than thoughtful design work.
One day, my friends and I went to a Gucci store to buy a jacket, and we were shocked because the jacket was $5,000. So we decided to make our own jacket by flying to Italy. We found world-class fashion designers to make us the exact same jacket, but this time it only cost us $400 instead of $5,000. That in addition to it, we could buy a plane ticket, a hotel room, and eat Italian food, all for less than $1,000. That's 1/5 of the original price. And that's because when we buy luxury items, 92% of the price doesn't go into quality. It goes into ads, rentals, physical shops, and all that stuff goes into what we call branding. So the next time you go shopping, ask yourself, am I buying a jacket or am I buying a logo?
My outfit is worth over £2,700.
No, my outfit is worth over £2,700.
Well, one of our outfits is worth just over £200, and we're asking the public if they can tell which is which.
I'm a fashion student, so this is...
No pressure.
Yeah, I already know. This one's more expensive. It's because of the bag. It's the detailing on the bag, it's the leather as well.
I feel like you're wearing the same heels.
Me too. Also can be like a very good dupe. And the bag, very similar, but the shape is different.
We think that your outfit's more expensive.
Yeah, me too.
I think this outfit is more expensive because of the clothings, of the shoes and stuff.
I'm gonna go with this one just because of the detailing and the top of the dress. I think that's the more expensive one.
Just looking at the hem on this one, I feel like it's this one is more expensive.
For material alone, this one feels more expensive.
I think your outfit is more expensive because of your bag, just the structure of your bag. Yours is more expensive. I don't know why.
I just feel like this one is the more expensive one. I just like the quality of the bag more over here. And also the shoes looks more expensive. Yeah, I think this one.
They're both really nice. In my opinion, I think this is the luxurious one. Just because of the detail, the shoes are exactly the same. So I don't know which one is which. But I think your one is the most expensive one.
The drop in quality within luxury fashion is largely driven by rising material costs, shareholder pressure, and the constant push for year-on-year profit growth. To maintain margins, many brands have turned to cost-cutting measures, cheaper fabrics, outsourced production, and simplified designs. While these strategies may protect the bottom line, they often come at the expense of craftsmanship. What brands seem to overlook is that their customers are more observant and discerning than they realize, and many are starting to question whether the product still justifies the price.
Is it just me, or does anyone else not like luxury products that are so obvious? Like this, it doesn't look good because it's just screaming Gucci all over, which is tacky and not cool. If you're wearing this, you're trying too much. You're trying a little too hard. And you might think that wearing this makes you look rich, but ironically, it makes you look quite cheap because it's all show. Money talks, but real wealth whispers.
Here's part 4 of brands that I do not think are worth your money as someone who used to be a designer reseller for over 7 years. So I've literally studied brands, I've studied quality, and now I'm bringing you all of my best recommendations. First offender on my list is Anthropologie. They get you with that gorgeous, dreamy, Pinterest-like aesthetic, but let's be real, most of their stuff is overpriced and underwhelming. I have seen $200 dresses that shrink after the first wash fabrics that snag if you like look at them wrong, and buttons that fall off faster than your weekend plans. If you're gonna pay that much money, clothing should at least survive the season.
What is something you used to strongly believe in that you no longer believe in at all? I'll go first.
Buying designer bags because the quality is better. I'm not about to sit here and argue with people's mamas in the comment section about this, especially not when articles like this exist. But for years now, I'm gonna even argue maybe even a decade, a lot of our favorite high-end luxury designers, their handbags just aren't worth their salt. Chanel. I remember my mom talking to me basically about why was I going to buy this $7,000 Kelly, which was my dream Kelly, by the way. It's this gorgeous maroon with palladium hardware. But why save up this money to go on vacation, or when I could go on a vacation with my entire family to like Bali or somewhere really beautiful where I could get an immersive experience and just really enjoy myself. I really reflected on my consumeristic behavior and capitalism and all that stuff, and I realized it's just not for me. My dupe is doing me just fine.
The long-held belief that designer or luxury items guarantee superior quality is beginning to fade as customers encounter thinner fabrics, sloppy finishes, and inflated prices. Many are starting to question what they're actually paying for. The association between luxury and craftsmanship is weakening, replaced instead by branding, hype, and perceived status. People are realizing that high price tags no longer automatically mean better construction or lasting value. This shift in perception is especially noticeable among loyal consumers who remember when luxury meant meticulous detail and timeless design.
A lot of luxury designer goods are a scam. And thankfully, lots of people are starting to realize it. Just because something has a heavy price tag doesn't mean it's quality. These Chanel earrings are over $1,000. The material? Metal. No gold in sight. They are exactly the same quality as Zara or H&M jewelry. I've said it before and I'll say it again, get your pure gold custom jewelry from your local jewelers. Another prime example, the dreaded Dior tote bag. It costs £44 to produce. Nothing luxury about it. But still it retails for what, $2.5 grand? I don't know, man, buy as you please, but just remember, high price tag does not mean quality and it definitely doesn't mean luxury.
Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's worth it. Let me show you some expensive things that are not worth it and some cheap things that are. First of all, gold vermeil jewelry. Do you see how tarnished that looks? This is from a jewelry. I've only worn it a few times and it's already so discolored. The other thing I would never buy is sterling silver jewelry. This is from Tiffany. I got this for my wedding. It was like over $500 and I only wore it once. And you see how discolored that looks? I think I can try to polish it, but it just is terrible.
What designer brand is most overrated?
For me, I think it's Balenciaga because it's very ugly, I think. It's very new fashion. It's, it's this kind of clothes that you're going to wear for one time and then you're not going to wear it again.
Yeah.
It's not classy. It's not
like fast fashion.
Fast fashion. Yeah. I want clothes that are going to last.
It's been a while since we checked in with Balenciaga, so let's find the stupidest thing. Now I'll warrant you that a $125 coffee cup that's made to look like it's disposable is pretty stupid. Well, I don't think it's the stupidest. Not when you can be paying $325 for 2 barrettes. But don't worry, that's not the stupidest. This comes pretty close. A $230 brick of soap. Because who would want to smell like Balenciaga? But don't worry, it gets stupider. Because for that same price, you can have the Balenciaga scent without the trouble of something that cleans your body. These are 2 scented ceramic tags. They're surprisingly not returnable. They smell like sewing machine oil. This is the stupidest thing!
More and more people are choosing to forgo luxury in favor of more reasonably priced alternatives. There's a growing awareness that many designer items are no longer worth their inflated price tags, especially when the quality doesn't match the cost. What once felt like a promise of superior craftsmanship now often feels like a gamble. People are starting to see luxury brands for what they've become. Overpriced symbols of status that can fade, break, or lose their appeal far too quickly. While these items might still carry weight in the eyes of others, the question many are asking is, What's the point of paying a premium for something that doesn't last or deliver on its promise?
What is the most overrated luxury brand?
Balenciaga.
Balenciaga?
Balenciaga, yeah.
It's not about Balenciaga anymore, the name. It used to mean something. Now, if you walk to the store, I mean, it's far from it, man.
But I would say Balenciaga, even though I'm wearing Balenciaga.
Louis Vuitton monograms never really been quiet luxury, but it was still old school.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And now it's evolved to such a point where
It is. Yeah. Sorry, it is.
It's
I mean,
tat.
I own nothing
It's
from them.
tat.
It is. It is. I mean, it really is. I mean, there's nothing from that brand that even remotely gets me excited. And I've been in the store, I've looked at stuff, and I'm like, it's just so in your face.
Luxuries and private jets, champagne, caviar, Louis Vuitton. If all that stuff's not luxury, then what's luxury? Let me tell you what I think. Waking up in the morning and only doing exactly what you want to do for the rest of the day. Trying some crazy food in a foreign country and falling in love with it. Walking down the beach at night. Kissing someone in an elevator. Hearing a new song you like for the first time. Seeing that you cooked a steak perfectly medium rare. Take it from someone who's tried it both ways. Luxury isn't out there, it's here.
Do not buy designer clothes until you know this secret. Hey, you're a millionaire, right? Why don't you wear Gucci? I prefer plain and simple clothes. Why not designer? You can obviously afford it. Actually, most people buying designer are poor people trying to look rich. Don't get me wrong, we rich people still wear expensive clothes, but from brands like these. Wait, isn't this what Mark Zuckerberg wears? Yeah, we rich people don't need fancy logos to show off our money. We like to keep it quiet.
If this shift in perception continues, it could push the luxury industry into a period of reckoning. Brands may be forced to return to their roots, focusing more on quality, craftsmanship, and authenticity rather than just image and profit. The rise of educated, value-driven consumers could pressure labels to be more transparent about materials, production, and pricing. We might also see a renewed interest in quiet luxury, pieces that are timeless, well-made, and less about logos and more about substance. At the same time, smaller independent brands that emphasize quality and ethical production could gain more traction, stealing market share from traditional giants. If luxury labels don't adapt, they risk alienating their core audience and becoming symbols of superficiality rather than excellence.
These are the bags I regret purchasing and why. First up is this Chanel boy bag. It's way too flashy for me. This is such an uncomfortable bag. It's hard to open. You can tell it's like this flap is very awkward. It's just not comfortable at all. I have not worn this bag in probably 3 years. Next is this Christian Dior bag. I don't even know what the name of this is. I don't like it. I actually think it's ugly. I don't know why I bought it. I actually bought this when my husband and I were vacationing in Greece. I've worn this bag maybe 3 times. Last but not least, I don't know if I necessarily regret this purchase. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. Every time I wear it, I just feel like an old hag. I am actually going to sell all of these